In a world where doubt is often louder than belief, and where dreams are easily dismissed as unrealistic fantasies, there are a few rare individuals who refuse to let the voices of negativity define their destiny. This is the story of one such person. A dreamer. A believer. Someone everyone counted out, laughed at, and underestimated, but who refused to give up. This story reminds us that it doesn't matter where you start, what people say, or how many times you fall. What matters is the fire inside you, the vision you hold, and the courage to prove that every impossible can become possible. Get ready to be inspired by the journey of a dreamer who proved everyone wrong. There was once a young man named Kelvin, known in his community as the Dreamer. People didn't call him that out of admiration. Most said it with a smirk, with sarcasm, with a tone that carried more mockery than praise. Kelvin was the kind of person who saw possibilities in everything, even in places where others saw nothing but emptiness. He believed that inside every failure was a lesson. Inside every obstacle was a breakthrough. And inside every day was a fresh chance to become something greater. But the world around him didn't see things the same way. Kelvin came from a humble background. His family was loving but struggled financially, and most people expected him to follow the common path: finish school, find a small job, live quietly, and never aim higher than what his surroundings offered. But Kelvin wanted more. He wanted a life that would make him proud when he looked back. He wanted to build something meaningful, something that would show others that their limitations didn't have to define his destiny. His biggest dream was to become a successful entrepreneur. He had ideas, big ideas, wild ideas, ideas that kept him awake at night. But when he shared them, people laughed. Some said, "Kelvin, dreams don't pay bills." Others said, "People like you don't make it that far." Even his closest friends sometimes told him to be realistic. And the more he talked, the more people dismissed him. But Kelvin held onto something that no one could take away: belief. He started small, with nothing but a scribbled notebook full of ideas, and the determination to prove himself. He began learning, reading, watching videos, studying people who had risen from similar backgrounds. Every day after school and work, he spent hours researching how to start a business, how to market, how to grow, how to lead. He didn't have money, but he had time, and he invested it wisely. He decided to begin with something simple: selling handcrafted items he designed himself. He created bracelets, small decorations, inspirational quote frames, and little things that carried big messages. When he took them to the local market, people mocked him again. "Go find a real job. Stop wasting your time." But Kelvin smiled politely, set up his small table, and stayed from morning to evening, even on days he sold nothing. There were nights he went home discouraged, nights he questioned himself, nights he wondered if maybe, just maybe, the world was right about him. But every morning he woke up again and reminded himself why he started: to prove that believing in yourself isn't foolish, yet as powerful. Slowly, people began to notice him, not because he suddenly became successful, but because he refused to quit. His consistency made some people curious. His persistence made a few people supportive. One woman bought one of his quote frames and posted it online. Someone else shared it. Then another. Before Kelvin knew it, people began messaging him, asking for orders. It wasn't overnight success. It wasn't a miracle. It was a series of small wins, small steps, small victories that he embraced with gratitude. Kelvin reinvested every little profit he made. He improved the quality of his products, improved his packaging, improved his branding. And soon, he expanded from handcrafted items to custom gift boxes, branded merchandise, and personalized items. Still, there were challenges. Orders delayed, suppliers disappointed him, storms destroyed his market table, and there were moments when everything seemed to collapse. Some people said, "We told you. Dreams don't work." But Kelvin had learned something crucial: dreams do work when you do. He kept pushing, kept learning, kept adjusting. He built a small online presence, created social media pages, and posted his journey. Not just the good parts, but the struggles too. People saw authenticity. They saw the passion. They saw the hunger. And slowly, Kelvin's audience grew. One day, Kelvin received a message from a large company requesting 500 customized items for an event. At first, he thought it was a scam. Then he thought it was a mistake. But it wasn't. Someone in that company had been quietly following his journey, admiring his dedication. Kelvin accepted the order. It was the biggest opportunity he had ever gotten. He worked day and night for 3 weeks straight. His friends helped, his family supported him, and his community watched in surprise as the dreamer they mocked was suddenly on the verge of something big. When he delivered the order, the company was so impressed that they offered him a long-term partnership. That moment changed everything. Kelvin's small business grew into a recognized brand. He opened a small shop, then a second one, and eventually started training young people who also had dreams but lacked support. His journey became an inspiration not because he had money now, but because he had proven a powerful truth. Nobody can define you unless you allow them to. People who once laughed at him now used his name as an example of resilience. They said, "Kelvin proved us wrong, and he did not out of anger, not out of revenge, but out of purpose." His success was not built on spite, it was built on focus, discipline, and unwavering belief. Looking back, Kelvin understood something important: the world will always doubt a dreamer, until the dreamer turns the dream into reality. People will always say it's impossible, until someone makes it possible. And the ones who laugh today will one day clap, not because they suddenly believed, but because you never stopped believing. Kelvin once said in an interview, "If I had waited for people to believe in me, I would still be waiting today." Believe in yourself first, work in silence, stay consistent, and let your results speak for you. So to anyone listening right now who has a dream, big or small, remember this: the world may doubt you, your friends may misunderstand you, your environment may limit you. But none of those things can stop a determined heart. You owe it to yourself to try. You owe it to your future to push. You owe it to your destiny to rise. And as you chase your dreams, remind yourself daily, I am capable. I am equipped. I am chosen. And I will prove every doubt wrong, not by arguing, but by becoming. If Kelvin could rise from nothing, so can you. If Kelvin could overcome the noise, the mockery, the fear, and the setbacks, so can you. All you need is the courage to start and the discipline to continue. Thank you for watching this powerful motivational story. If it inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more uplifting content. Your support helps the channel grow and motivates us to bring you even more life-changing stories. Stay inspired, stay focused, and always believe in your dreams.